Hi, everyone. So let's take a look at how you're going to get those 65 points in your writing for PTE from the essay. So here we have an essay question. We've got the statement at the start, followed by the question itself, which is asking us to look at the advantages and the disadvantages of this situation, and perhaps to decide whether one is more important than the other. All right. How are we going to approach this task and complete it in 20 minutes? Let's take a look. The process I recommend here is as soon as you've got that question in front of you, you read it and you write your introduction paragraph. You don't think about it. You could also write your concluding paragraph after that to speed things up. They're very simple paragraphs to do. They don't require any particular response to that task. And then you've had that time to process the topic as you're writing those paragraphs. Then you can get into the stage where you start planning your content. So that's our second step. And then you get into your third stage of actually writing those two body or content paragraphs that fit between the introduction and the concluding paragraph. So let's take a look at how we're going to do that. So writing your introduction paragraph, all you need to do is to rephrase the statement that they give you at the start. So there it is, the statement, recently the freedom to work and live anywhere has become a growing trend due to the development of communication technology and transportation. We're going to rewrite that to say exactly the same thing, but reorder the information, perhaps change some of the words to show your ability to have a range of vocabulary. So for instance, let's take a look at what we have here. We've got in my sentence, as a result of technological developments, we now communicate and transport products more easily around the world. That is different from what it said in the essay statement they gave us, which was this phrase here. Notice I changed recently to now. What else have I tried to do? We've got my sentence here, gives people more freedom to choose where they want to live and earn money, compared to the statement. So you can see I'm saying the same thing. I'm just trying to show the reader, or rather the computer algorithm, that I'm able to express this using my own words and therefore give me the opportunity for some higher points when it comes to vocabulary and perhaps grammar as well. So there we go. Statement sentence has been rephrased with my own words with just the tiniest changes here and there to do that. What else do I need to do for my introduction? I need to deal with that question. And I need to say what I'm going to do with this topic in my essay. So I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages, but at the same time, as I did in the previous sentence, try to use different words compared to the instruction that I've been given. Okay, and that is my introduction paragraph completed. It takes just a few minutes to do. All right, I've done my introduction paragraph. Why don't I do my concluding paragraph now? It's very simple. All I have to do is to say what I've done in my essay. I don't even have to give all the details from my content. I'm saying I've written about both the advantages and the disadvantages of this topic, and then I state whether I think there are more of one or the other. So here we've more or less got ourselves a concluding template. While there are both advantages and disadvantages, change the topic for each sentence, I believe that there are more, you have to decide whether you're going to say positives or negatives to this situation. So the highlighted yellow parts are basically a concluding paragraph template, and you just change the information that I haven't highlighted depending on your essay topic. All right, introduction and concluding paragraph completed. Now it's time to do some planning. Now there's a lot of notes here in my planning table, but you don't have to do all of this. You only really need to choose 2 points for your advantages paragraph and 2 points for your disadvantages paragraph. So you can see I've made the decision to talk about in the communication advantages about how it's easy to work from home, and perhaps mention that that means you can save money. And in the transport part, I'm going to talk about the buying products online. In the disadvantages, I want to say that because perhaps people are working from home now, they feel more lonely. And perhaps because we're buying more products from Amazon, for example, that we're creating more pollution from all those trucks and cars on the road. So I literally just want 2 points for each paragraph. I put the other ones in there just to show you some other possibilities of what I could write about. It's really about the ideas that come to you first. You don't want to spend too long on planning, but you do need to make a couple of notes in a little table like this, and then you can get on with writing the paragraphs themselves. All right, let's now translate those ideas into body paragraphs. How are we going to do that? Okay, there's a formula for writing a body or a content paragraph. You can see there in blue, I need to have an introduction sentence to my paragraph, telling the reader what the topic is. I then need to have a first point and explain it with an example. The second point explained with an example. Beneath that, we have a template. These are sentences that you could use in any essay, and you just change the content that comes after them. So sentence number 1, remember that's going to be our introduction sentence, the topic of our paragraph. I think that what the topic is. This would be a paragraph where you're actually expressing your opinion. If you don't agree with this, that would go in the second paragraph. So we'll come to that later. Second sentence, your first point being explained. This is because, with an example in the third sentence, followed by a fourth sentence with your second point in addition, and the example in the same sentence, such as. So let's take a look. What does that look like in this paragraph for this essay? First sentence, introduce the topic. I believe that, this is my opinion, there are several advantages to the improvements in communication and transport technology. This is the paragraph about advantages. That's what the sentence wants to say. Second sentence, I'm going to talk about my first point and explain it. Why are there advantages to this? This is because developments in communication have led to more people working from home. That's my communication advantage. I need an example. For example, many office workers can now do the same tasks from a home computer, and this means they can save money and time by not traveling to work every day. Moving on to my second point now, this is the one about the transportation advantages. In addition, transportation developments have made it easier for companies, here's my example, such as Amazon, to sell more products online and deliver them around the country or world. First body paragraph finished. All right, next body paragraph. Again, same formula. We're not going to change anything, but we are going to change the template because we need some variety in the way that we start our sentences. This paragraph is going to be about the disadvantages. And I'm also going to say this is not my opinion. So remember, you need to change that structure if you want to put your opinion in this paragraph and change it in the first paragraph. On the other hand, some people believe that. Sentence number 2 is the first point with the explanation, followed by sentence 3 with the example, followed by sentence 4 with your second point with example. Again, let's take a look at that for this essay. On the other hand, some people believe that there are a number of problems with these developments. This paragraph is all about the disadvantages for this topic. Next sentence, first point I want to make. One argument is that people who work from home tend to be more lonely. This is my communication disadvantage. My example, for instance, if they're working alone, they do not have the chance to speak to colleagues face to face, which means they're lonely. My second point related to transportation now, furthermore, the extra cars and trucks transporting products that have been ordered online can lead to more problems with my example, such as more traffic and air pollution. So when you put everything together, we get a final essay with that introduction paragraph that you wrote at the start, the statement, with the purpose of the essay using the question, the two body paragraphs, the first one being the advantages one with communication and transport technology, the second body paragraph being the disadvantages of the communication and transport technology, and then finally that conclusion that you wrote right at the beginning. And you just need to be sure that you decide in that final sentence now that you've written your whole essay, what do you think? What do you believe? Are there more positives or are there more negatives? Choose one of those words to complete your essay. And then you'll see there, we have a word count of 231. We have to fall between 200 and 300 words for the PTE essay, and that's done it perfectly. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like and subscribe so you can get more information on how to achieve your PTE score.